Hey, so welcome to the channel. I'm Harlan D. White, and as many of you know, I'm currently on a debt-free journey to eliminate almost $50,000 in debt. So I've been on this journey now for about 11 months, and I hit a new milestone this week where I finally have the debt under $10,000. So very excited to be able to share that with all of you. Additionally, I don't think I mentioned this yet on the channel as well, but I know some of you have already seen it, but I was also featured on a podcast by YNAB or You Need a Budget. It was their Budget Nerds podcast. I'll link it up above, but definitely if you have a chance, go check out that podcast. And in that podcast, I actually kind of detail some of my debt-free journey if you're interested in learning more about that. In this video, what I'll be covering is my March overview and where all my money kind of went to at a high level. And then I'll jump into my budget for this particular pay period. You just got to get started. And so I forgot to mention before jumping into my March overview, if you want to support the debt-free journey, go ahead and hit that like button. Helps me out tremendously and it's free to you. As well as if you're interested in following me on my debt-free journey or learning about the various topics that I'm learning about on this journey, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos. All right, that's it. Let's jump into it. All right, so here's my spending for the month of March. Now I spent a total of $12,660.23. Now it's definitely elevated because I received a bonus last month. And for the most part, I did stay actually under budget for the month of March, where I didn't spend in a number of categories. As you can see here, my major spending was on debt at 45%. My investments was 14%. My family category was 13%. Outside of that, the only areas that were a little bit elevated more than normal was content creation because I got some new equipment and things like that. Additionally, my food and personal spending categories went up as well because I did take a mini vacation. Additionally, I did end up also joining a bowling league with my dad, so that is going to be really fun. Now, specifically in the area of debt, if we were to click in here, I was able to pay off my IRS debt, so that is no longer. Additionally, I was able to pay off my credit card number 2 in the month of March as well. I paid it off in the total of $1,500, and I actually negotiated that one down for a settlement because it was originally $4,700 that I owed, so I was really happy to get that settled and done with. And then the next debt that I'm looking to get completely paid off is my credit card number 3, and I was able to put $2,100 towards that debt last month. Additionally, it was my investment categories. Now, I put $175. That was mostly towards individual stocks. I put $570 into crypto. Now, that wasn't all into actual crypto. I actually also bought a hardware wallet so I can play around with that and moving things off the web onto my hardware wallet and things like that. And then the last area where a bulk of my money went was towards stable coins. Now, I recently just did a video why I moved $750 over to BlockFi to take advantage of 8.3% APY. So I did do that, and additionally I also bought some other type of stable coins on other platforms as well to take advantage of the high interest returns. So that has been pretty good. That was my overall investments. And so yeah, I think that was mainly it that I wanted to cover on this particular section. The spending for the month of March was pretty standard and straightforward, and everything was within the budget that I laid out in last month's video for the most part. So let's go ahead and jump into my budget for this particular pay period. All right, so here's my budget for the month of April. This is my first paycheck of the month. I actually get 3 this month, so pretty excited about that and what I can do with that towards my debt-free journey. However, total amount to be budgeted is $2,900.22. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to do though is I have $139.28 sitting in cash back, and I'm actually going to move that to my to be budgeted category. And then I'll just start on this new quarter. I'll just start my cashback savings again, and I'll probably do a similar thing. So I'm going to add that to my to be budgeted. All right, so my actual budget categories. The first area that I need to budget for, and I'm using my Google Sheets budget template to help me fill this out quicker, is charity. And again, this month is increased to $164. Each month I'm looking to increase by 1% of my gross income, and so we're in a new month, and so that has gone up. The next area that I will be funding is my fire category as far as my investments, and so $50 to stocks, $90 to crypto, and then $150 towards stable coins. And I'm actually going to be putting that into my BlockFi account as well to earn 8.6% APY. So we're going to see how that goes, and I think that'll make it $1,000 in that account now. All right, next are my debt payments. Now I don't need the IRS payment anymore, so I can hide that, and I'll just hide my credit card number 2 since those are paid off. And then my credit card number 3, I'm going to put $1,200 towards that particular debt. I've already paid $1,000, but then when I reevaluated my budget, I found that I can actually add another $200. So I'll be making that payment pretty soon. My family category gets the normal $850. Food category, $50 for eating out, $25 for alcohol and groceries. All right, and then next is my education category, which right now is just going to be the Audible, and that's my normal subscription, $14.95. All right, and then let's go down to recreation, and this is a new expense, so I have to pay $20 per week for bowling. So I joined the bowling league with my dad, and so it's going to be well worth it, I know. And in fact, this week I actually bowled a practice game, and I bowled my best score ever. I think it was a 274. So that was pretty exciting. Next is my personal care category is going to get $20. My car insurance is $169.36. The gym, $25. All right. Next will be gas. I'm putting $20 towards that. And $50 towards maintenance and repairs because I'm going to get an oil change. Next is my content creation category, where $56.30 goes to Adobe and $13.99 goes to Canva Pro. And that leaves me with $25.90, and I'm going to put that into my stuff I forgot to budget for, and most likely I'll steal from this category if I go over on eating out. And so that is my zero-based budget for my first paycheck of the month of April. And yeah, so that's about it. All right, so that is the video. If you liked the video, please remember to like the video. If you're interested in following me on my debt-free journey or learning about the things that I'm learning about on this journey, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Until next time.